first day, I did $12,000.
Here we are. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping in for part 5 of helping me make this Mathless RPG. I got a lot done over the course of the last 2 weeks, I think it's been since I streamed this. And I'm very excited to I think you guys are going to enjoy what we're going to do today. Hey Adam, thanks for dropping in. Good to see you. Today we will be going over character attributes. Literally the abilities of the characters. Like the player characters are going to have the ability to choose and mix and match from all of these abilities. This game isn't going to have a class and race system. It is basically mix and match biological attributes and trained talents and a couple other things. Like what we are starting with right now. One of my favorite things about this game that I've been developing is the struggles. I've had struggles making it, obviously, but struggles in this case is an actual game mechanic. When you create a character, you have to choose 2 or 3 struggles that your character deals with. So, my example here is your character is a hoarder. So they literally need to make a check in order to even begin thinking about trading away equipment or giving it away to someone else. They have difficulty letting go of material possessions, and that's both a character trait that you can roleplay very easily, and it is a mechanical detriment as well. So, actually, looks like my voice is only slightly louder than the actual music. So I'm going to change that before we get too far in. Maybe a little bit quieter. There we go. Okay. So, first off, we're just going to brainstorm stuff, like what struggles could exist that a player character would have to deal with that would have a mechanical detriment in the game, like some sort of actual drawback. So the first one I've got up here is the hoarder. Every single one of these struggles is going to have an affected check or ability. It is going to have maybe a certain die that is used, and then the description of what exactly the struggle is and what the detriment is. A couple of guidelines that I've thrown together for today is that struggles in general are character flaws that have mechanical drawbacks. Like, I don't know, I've said it like 4 times already, and I've only been streaming for 3 minutes. Already sound like a broken record. Certain checks cannot be made or certain checks have a minimum die of 12. This is a golf rolling system, meaning low is good. In order to... Hey, Steven! Rules and Rulings. Good to see you. Is the check for a hoarder a specific check, or whenever makes sense? So in this game, basically, it is entirely up to the DM and characters. There's not going to be like, you have to make this specific check. It is, you look at your character sheet and see if any of your abilities apply to the check being made. I haven't, play tested this yet. I don't know if that's going to work out. I might have to change everything, and that's okay, because building this thing has been fun. But basically, any check that involves, any action that involves the character giving away equipment and like putting it somewhere, giving it to someone else, is going to require them to do a check, or they are going to refuse and hold on to that piece of equipment. One focused on shy. Okay. So let's start with shy, and then we can do the counterpart. Whoops. That was the link for today's stream. Then we can do the counterpart, Chatterbox. I like that that put together. I like it. Let's quick copy that so we can just paste it in when we are making a new one. Shy, and actually need to up that font size. There we go. Now it's copied, and now we can paste it whenever we need to. Alright, so first we're going with shy. The affected check or ability is going to be anything that involves talking, really, right? Anything that involves talking to... Should we say talking to anybody that's not a player character? So talking to NPCs, talking to monsters, some stuff like that. Yeah. Talking to anything that isn't a PC or well-known being. Talking to anyone that isn't well known by the PC. Or by you, I guess. I'm gonna go with second person phrasing for these. Planning on going to more of the D&D DM calls for it, or Blades of the Dark players offer what they want? In this case, it is going to be sort of a mixture of both. The player is going to say, my character goes and does this thing, and the DM is going to decide in the moment how difficult that thing is. Is it going to require a check? Are they just going to not allow it and say, no, even with a check you won't succeed? And so basically the DM will say, okay, you're going to make a check to try to complete this task. The difficulty for that check will be somewhere between 1 and 8. The player will look through their character sheet and see if anything can apply to this check, and if they do, they use that to determine which dice they roll. Anything from a D6 to a D12. The system is weird as far as dice goes. We're not going through exactly the mechanics because those are pretty much set in stone until we start playtesting. But for these struggles, basically, if a struggle applies to the check, you either just can't do it, or you have to use a D12. And since this is a golf rolling where low is good, rolling a D12 is bad. Wow, you guys are pretty active. And a Squirrel Plays is here? Excellent. Thank you all for joining. Shy would hinder, broadly being outgoing. Let's see. It could be very nasty. Just being shy. Any check that involves talking to someone would use a D12. Yeah, let's do it. If it's too nasty, we can rebalance it later. For the description, though, talking to people is hard for you. Unless you know them well. Actually, we'll keep the affected check / ability entry as short as possible. And then the description will have more of, what's actually going on. Oh, Pineapple. Welcome. Now I recognize you. Let's see. If a check is required when talking to anyone that isn't a good friend, that check must use a D12. Cool. And, alright, moving on to Chatterbox. Oh, wow. Active chat today. Thanks, guys. This is awesome. Chatterbox. You need to make a stealth check every time there's something they could comment on. Ooh, that'd be so many. Oh, that would be kind of hard to run. Because that would be, like, basically on the DM to remember that, no, you gotta make a check to not comment on this thing. I don't think I want to put something like that on them, so every single time. Let's put a pin in it for now, I think. Brainstorm some more and come back to Chatterbox. Let's see. Shy against any kind of authority. Yes, exactly. So that would definitely fall into this. I don't know if we should make it specifically against authority. That could be an entirely different one. Like anarchist, maybe, would be another. Let's write that down quick. Anarchist. So detriment to some sort of social checks against authority. So guards, nobles, stuff like that. All right. Impulsively talking, whether it's nerd. Yeah, exactly. I know what kind of vibe we're going for with Chatterbox, but I'm having difficulty trying to figure out how to turn that into. Remember these guidelines that we've got for this. Certain checks cannot be made. Certain checks have a minimum die of a D12, or certain actions cannot be taken. So struggles are making it difficult to do things is what I had in mind. So trying to put in Chatterbox where it's difficult to not talk, difficult to not do something, doesn't fit well, but maybe that means that we need to fix these guidelines. For now, we'll stick with what we have, skate over Chatterbox, come back to it if it pops up more often in our brainstorming today. So anarchist would again be talking. Dice used, a D12. Yeah. And the description for it would be, you hate authority. or have problems with authority. Checks made to socially interact. Oh, you guys probably can't see this. There you go. Interact with authoritative figures, guards, nobles, guards, government officials, etc. I want to keep it, I know a lot of RPGs are specifically fantasy, but this one that we're building, this Mathless RPG, is going to be system agnostic, and not system agnostic, it is its own system, but it's going to be able to be played in any setting, in any genre. So if we're giving examples, we need to give like guards and also police and also government officials and nobles and merchants. Like we need to mix up the lingo that we use here. So guards and government officials is probably pretty, covers a lot of different genres. Like today you have guards. Medieval times you still have guards. Same applies to government officials. So we're good with those words. Checks made to socially interact with authoritative figures must use a D12. Cool. All right. Maybe they use a dice one size larger. I think I've decided I want to go away, like move away from like using one size larger or smaller, and the reason for that is that way if you find like a must-have, like if you're suffering from a wound or you have a flaw that applies to this check, and you can see that this is the minimum you can use, or this you must use a D12, that's done. You're done figuring out exactly what you have to do. That would, having it this way cuts down a lot on the time it would take to search through your character sheet to find checks that might apply, find attributes that might apply to the check, rather. The last campaign, you had a player that was real bad at dialogue and often gave a shopkeeper way too much information, making them inflate prices on stuff you needed. Yeah. I'm engaged right now, and I'm very happily engaged, but we're being very careful going around like figuring out catering and event planning and all that stuff. We're being very careful not to say the word wedding, because if you do, even today, they will just spike those prices through the roof. So as long as we just say event and not wedding, we'll get much better deals on stuff. Thank you. Very happily engaged. It's a great life right now that I'm living. Hanging out with you guys on stream. Also, happy everywhere else. It's great. Chatterbox idea. Focus on just keep talking rather than talking at any time. They end up distracting themselves and have a hard time coming to a close. That would rely heavily on roleplay. I will put that in here for future consideration. It's a good call. We could definitely have something like that. So, have difficulty ending conversation. I feel like that would just be more annoying to the players at the table rather than detrimental to the actual in-world game. I don't know. We'll keep thinking about it. Ah, making it downtime focused. That's definitely an option. Talking D12. Description would be, yeah. Trying to avoid requiring a check. So on checks to talk, to get information quickly, to have a conversation, or an efficient conversation. So yeah. You love talking and have difficulty finishing thoughts out loud. When you try... When you need to have... When you make a check that requires short conversations... The check must use the D12. If the check fails, the conversation takes longer than desired. Sure. I'm alright with that. That way you have difficulty having short conversations. All the conversations you have take too damn long. Yeah. Alright, I'm okay with that. Let's see, anarchist, we're done with that one. Alright. Let's see, how on the nose are these flaws supposed to be? You're getting lots of ideas, but you don't want them to end up uncomfortable to some folks. Just throw them out. I might say to, like, certain ones. I know when I was originally going through and thinking, like, brainstorming up struggles, like, I have a list here of struggles that I do want to create that we brainstormed in an earlier, like, a way earlier live stream. And sort of just came up with ideas for them. But at that point, I didn't have the structure that I needed in order to actually put the struggles into the game. And I've deleted a couple of those, like prejudiced. Like, that's definitely a struggle, but I didn't want to have that sort of thing just like out there in the game. It might make some people uncomfortable, and that would be bad for the game, so I avoided that one. Stouffer, you're here too? God, everybody's showing up. This is amazing. Let's see. Another struggle. Oblivious, raised under rock. Some things that are considered common knowledge are not for you. Okay. Let's see. Naive. I think that's how you spell naive. This app doesn't have spell check, so. Yeah, basically. My character struggle that is super racist. Okay, I'm gonna go to a different game now. Thank you, bye. Thank you. Naive. English is weird. Spelling sucks. Alright, so what would a naive person have difficulty with? Knowledge? General knowledge. D12. And description of this. are many things that are considered common knowledge that you just don't know. Ooh, meek. I like it. Let's put that one in here and work on it next. When checks you make, checks, blah, 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 to recall knowledge about the world. Must use a D12. And Fred's here? Amazing! It's coming along great, Fred. Thanks for asking. I'm having so much fun putting this thing together. Learning a lot of other processes too, like, you know, how to publish, how to market. Right now, we're in the fun phase of actually building the thing. Let's see, low sensitivity. You sometimes don't realize how bad you feel until it gets really bad. Okay, I see what you're going with there. Let's see. We'll start with meek, though. Oh, clumsy. I think I have that one in here, actually. Just scrolling through my other document that I have open with the list of stuff I had up just in case nobody showed up to the stream, but I don't think I'm going to have to use that today. Clumsy. Yes, I do have that one. Oops. Paste. Clumsy. And we'll do this one real quick. Ooh, that's actually more complicated than I thought, what I had written. When you miss with an attack, you must immediately make another attack against a target within melee of your original target. Yeah, I'll just copy-paste that over. When you miss with a melee attack, you must immediately make another attack against another target within melee of you, not your original target. Yeah, that makes more sense. If you... do I want to make them hurt themselves? I'll mark this one red and come back to it later. It's probably not balanced right now, because you're right, this could be a boon, not a struggle, really. Alright, meek. Let's go with meek. Let's see. Dull senses. Ooh, we could turn that into... Okay, it's going to be super simple and just a lot of work to do quickly, so instead we're gonna write there's 5 senses. That is going to, we're, for each sense, blah, 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 blah. There's 5 senses. For each sense, we're going to make 2 different struggles. One where it's difficult to use that sense, like it's insensitive, and one where that sense doesn't exist. So hard of, like near or far-sighted versus blind. So that's 10 struggles that we need to make. Senses are bad / missing. And that's, yeah, we're good. I'll do that later. I don't want to do that on stream. That'd get boring. It might take a while. So we can get rid of low sensitivity. High sensitivity. For each sense. Each sense is too sensitive. Okay. Yeah, we're getting rid of this as well. So this is actually 15. There you go. Alright, so like vision, sensitive to bright light. Touch, the softest touch can feel like pain. Nose, you might have a good nose, but if something smells bad, you take a penalty of some sort. Yeah, there we go. I like that one. Can't do a whole lot with it right now. Pretty straightforward, so we're going to continue brainstorming instead. Meek, we keep skipping over this one. Yeah, excited, Fred. You have an excellent sleep. I've already got some ideas for our next RPG roundtable. Meek, let's see. Affected check or ability. Well, what would the difference between meek and shy be? Right? Ah, meek is shy against authority. Gotcha. So instead of anarchist, where it's like you hate authority, basically it's the same thing, just the failure looks different. So if you're an anarchist and you fail a social check with authority, you get angry and violent. Versus if you fail a check with authority, you become withdrawn and complacent. Yeah. Put in parentheses. Consider what failure looks like. Angry. Complacent. Anarchist / meek. We might think of a better name to combine these 2 abilities into one. They're a bit too similar to have them separate, I think. So we just need to think of a good name that is both, just has problems with authority. We'll think about it later. I'll put this in red for now. Naive, meek, get rid of that one. Clumsy. What are we gonna check here? Yeah. Alright. We can check that later, maybe with some gameplay once this hits beta for actual playtesting. Arrogant. Let's see. What would arrogant be? I might have that one in my other list. Oh, I got a lot of good ones in here, but no, nothing arrogant. If you are interacting, something about not being able to be humble. would be a good ability here. Maybe good with words, but no idea how to read a room. That's another possibility, yeah, for sure. Because someone that is arrogant, what are they unable to do? They're unable to be humble, to admit that they are wrong or bad at something. So I think that's what we should focus the check on. Or cannot be, or would be easily insulted. That might be in another entire ability, or another entire struggle. Cannot make checks to determine risk of failure. That's really general. I see where you're going with it, though. Being too sure of yourself versus... yeah, that's kind of the same vibe. Alright, what was the other one we were about? The similar one that someone brought up? There was arrogant. Determine risk of failure. Yeah, I think we'll go with the determining risk of failure for this one. So the ability would be planning. The die used would be a D12. Or unable. Let's make it unable. You are unable to make checks to determine a plan's chance of failure. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, I like this one. I like this one. There's another one that I mentioned and immediately forgot. Maybe I can go back and rewatch this or something. Or if one of you can scroll back and then find out what I suggested and then come tell me. Defeatist. Ooh, okay. Let's see, the affected check or ability would be morale. Or sore loser. Defeatist / sore loser. I don't know, which you guys think is better? It's pretty much the same thing. Let's go with defeatist. It sounds fancier. We're basically gods. Oh, throwback to frickin' Critical Role. I think they made a t-shirt out of that. We're basically gods. It's fine. Jumps off of a cliff, splats on the rocks below. Let's see. Defeatist. D12. When making a check... or checks you make. Gotta remember that that's how we're phrasing this. Expert napper. Yes, what a struggle it is to be able to fall asleep at night. Ooh, coward. I do have, okay, we'll get to that. Remind me to go over coward because I love it. Let's finish up defeatist first, though. Let's see. Checks you make to... Checks you make to what? I don't know. Usually, like, when I run a game, I usually don't have people make happiness checks. That's on the role player's ability to do it. What check would already be made that a defeatist would have difficulty with? That's tough. We'll put a cork in it. And move on quickly to Coward, because I freaking love that. So there are initiative rolls in this system. They're called reaction rolls. Cannot attempt to repeat failed actions. I like it. Yeah, none. No die used. Cannot attempt to repeat checks you have failed until 1 hour passes. Cool. Yeah, love it. Yeah, you just get down when you fail on stuff. Love it. Alright, Coward. So, how initiative works is player characters, and so PCs and NPCs roll what's called a reaction roll. There are abilities that can make you use a smaller die and get better. There are also different ways you can move around in initiative. Monsters have their own stat blocks, and monsters in this game don't roll at all, so they just have a static reaction. Like, you don't actually have to roll initiative for monsters, or in this case, roll reaction. So a coward would be the one that is, when combat starts, they will hesitate. So in this case, reaction rolls use a d12. Very straightforward. Now, there are ways to get around this. In this game, there are things called effort points, where basically if you spend your entire pool of effort points, which is 3, no matter what level you are. So if you spend all 3 of your effort points, you can add a die to a check. Since a reaction is a check, you can basically get advantage on your reaction. Even though it's a d12, rolling 2 of those makes it much more likely that you'll actually have an okay initiative, basically. That's a great one. Alright, I missed one in here in chat from Rules and Rulings. Narcoleptic. Roll a d12 after every check. On a 12, you fall asleep. So, like, you just... I don't know. I don't think that one's balanced at all, but it's hilarious. Like, you just swing, miss, fall asleep. Just in the middle of combat. That's fantastic. Let's see. I do like narcoleptic. Maybe making it difficult to wake up once you fall asleep. You are always the last to wake after the party takes a rest. Oh! You must spend the entire rest sleeping instead of doing light activity. Ha 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 ha. None. No dice used. I like it. There. Amazing. Perfect. If you cannot sleep, you must spend it completely motionless. Cool. Because there are traits. So traits are biological abilities that basically, you know, you either inherit them or there's something inherited or inherent about you. So like, yeah, narcoleptic robot. You literally just have to sit there. You don't sleep. You just sit there completely motionless. Or a narcoleptic undead. You just can't move. Or a narcoleptic, I don't know, elf. You can't, even though you don't have to sleep the whole time, you can't move for the rest of it. I don't actually have that trait in here, but for example, if that trait gets made, then yeah, I like it. I just heard the Windows rebooting sound, or maybe that's the Apple rebooting sound. I don't remember. Pong. Just that single long chord. All right, what else we got? Let's see. We've got anything unfilled out? Oh, coward's good. Defeatist. What? When I put something in red, I really need to actually say what's wrong with it. Oh. No, this is good. We fixed this. So defeatist is good. Any other ideas for struggles for characters? I think we are at our end of our current list. Already made a lot of good ones today. All the senses, being bad, missing, or too sensitive. Ah, yes, low stamina. Clumsy, we need to be that needs to be play tested. Naive is good. Anarchist / meek, need a better name. Let's see. Chatterbox, shy, order. Yeah, we're good on all the ones we've made, and we've already made a bunch. Wow. Oh, it's been 45 minutes since we started? Amazing. It feels like it's been 10. Alright. Time for some low stamina. And effective check / ability, endurance. Dice used, D12. When you make a check to continue a physical activity for a long period of time, you must use a D12. Cool. You're easily fatigued, exerting yourself for a while, or staying up all night is difficult. Staying up all night could be another one. Let's see. I actually don't have... Ah, yes. I actually have one there. Or maybe I don't. Maybe sticky fingers was a trait, not a talent, not a not a struggle. Time for those endurance research checks. Yeah, exactly. It's low stamina. So low physical stamina versus low mental stamina. Two very different things. Physical stamina is easy to make. That's been done. We just did it. Low mental stamina. Cannot brain long. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like that doesn't come up. Like, when was the last time someone running a game asked you to make a check to think for a long period of time? That's usually just given for free without difficulty. Because, you know, you're heroes, and that's, you know, that's something that just doesn't come up and doesn't make the game more interesting if you can't, if you, like, get too tired for research. No spoons. Poor memory. That's a simple one. Checks you make to recall information. Must use. MUSTUSEAD12. Cool. Impulsive theft, kleptomaniac. Ooh, I just had a thought that I need to write down elsewhere. I don't actually have any rules yet that say you need to sleep. I don't have any requirements of sleeping other than healing. So let me... I'm just going to write it down in a post-it note here real quick. God, my handwriting is bad. Hopefully I can read that when I need it. Okay. Mathless coffee lock. No. No coffee lock. God. One of the most ridiculous things. Alright. We had one. Let's see. Insomnia and impulsive theft. Let's throw that one up here. And insomnia right after it. Yeah, I think forcing you to make checks is okay for struggles. Because every character is going to have a maximum of 3. And they're going to be... It's something you get from level 1. And sticks with you for the rest of the campaign. So yeah, I think we'll add that to our guidelines. Or forces a check to be made in a certain scenario. Yeah. So in this case, with... Oh, too far. With insomnia, the affected ability is rest. The die used is... varies. Because we're just going to force a check. We're not going to force a check and make that check difficult. You must make a check Oh no. Must make a check to successfully benefit from arrest. That's does not provide much guidance. Let's make it a D10, because that's the average die for everything that you don't already have bonuses on. You must make a check to successfully benefit from arrest. The difficulty for this check is 6? No, let's make it 5. The lowest die allowed in the game is 6. So if this check somehow gets reduced to a D6 and the difficulty is a 6, there's no chance of failure. So we're reducing it to 5 so that there's at least a little chance of failure every time. Alright, insomnia, good to go. Hopefully. Impulsive theft. This is another one that would force you to make a check in a scenario. Oh, yes, overcoming a struggle is a possible form of advancement. It is. So, basically, when you build your character, you get 2 traits, which are biological features. You get 2 struggles, which are what we're working on now. You get 2 talents, which are learned abilities. This could be a sorcery or an upgrade, depending on your genre. So, like, not every genre is going to have magic in it. So, like, you can cut out all sorceries if the world doesn't have magic, or cut out all upgrades if the world doesn't have cybernetic enhancements. So, you get 2 of those, and one of the talents available is remove struggle. You do have to spend several level up ranks. Every level up you get 2 ranks to spend in talents, and you have to level up enough to, I think it's like 3 or 4, so you can't just get rid of it with 1 level. You need to spend a bunch of points in that that talent in order to get rid of a struggle. But it is possible, and I think it could make for some really cool storytelling. Maybe you need to get your fix or difficulty check. Use bigger dice for focus or exertion-based checks. For the impulsive theft, it's a possibility. Affected check or ability. Addicted. Yeah, that's a good one. It's very common. Maybe a trigger. We'll put it down, though, just in case. Because that is very much a real-life problem that people deal with. Very common one that a lot of people don't want to talk about. So, we might have a list of checks sort of like this inside, like, the potential triggers section. Maybe we'll create that. Yeah. For now, we're going to leave this as is. We're not going to actually add a mechanic for it until we figure out how to add triggering sort of abilities. Impulsive theft. Let's see. Affected check or ability would be... It wouldn't be theft. Like, the check you're making isn't to take something. It's to not take something. Anti-theft. don't know. We'll think of that later. Die used, D10. When you see something valuable and unguarded, you must make a check. If you fail, you must attempt to take it. Cool. Good to have you around, Pineapple. Hope you have an excellent rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in the Discord. For those of you that are not in the Discord, that link is in the description below, as well as the elevator pitch for this thing. Oh yeah, I put that up here on the screen for you, in case someone new comes in and has no idea what's going on, which is, you know, most people that come in. Let's see. So impulsive theft, the affected ability would be trying not to steal. Cool. Ooh, impulsive theft mixed with hoarder. So you have to steal things and you can't give them away. Oh man. Become a pack rat within like 2 sessions. Alright. After addictive, what else have we got? Have we got everything that was mentioned? Insomnia, we got that one. What else are we working on? Well, I do have, if no one in this chat has any suggestions, I do have several over here. Just off screen where you can't see them. Oh yeah, Insomnia is already on here. So you can guard your shopping trolley full of stuff. Yeah, that's right. That way you can't sleep, so no one can take it from you. And you must take it everywhere you go. So once you have too many things, you either can't leave or you need to buy a cart. Oh man, what a character that would be. No, I can't leave this. This is valuable. I might need it in the future. Oh, we've been at this for an hour. I think, just in case, go ahead. Yeah, buy a cart. That's what they'll do. I think I'm going to take a quick break, get a water refill, and I'll be back very shortly. I'll put a quick chat in here in case anyone comes in the meantime for brainstorming suggestions while I'm away. I will see you all. Wait, nope, that's the wrong break screen. That is for the facet, which I run tech for on Monday night, so tomorrow. Catch me on Mistress Winter's Court Twitch channel, where I will be playing in the Pathfinder 2e campaign. I play Archie, the old halfling doctor. But for now, I do need a break, and I will be right back. Oh, that's not the right button. How about that? Yeah, there we go. Too many overlays. Alright. How's everyone doing? Everyone still here? Yay! Paladin Oath of Holding, Divine Smite with the hand cart. What is happening? The smite manifests as a sharp stolen stuff poking out of the cart. Amazing. A paladin that cannot help but steal everything they see. Alright. Looks like no new suggestions at the moment, but we will start working on some more complicated stuff. Or, you know what? We've got plenty of flaws. Way more than I thought we would get to. I think it is time to switch gears. I've already done a lot of traits. I don't need any more of those. And to avoid having doubling up on certain abilities, I think what we'll do is instead we will have, let's see, sorry, I'm getting professional messages that I didn't think would come for a while. Right now we're working on this, though. Alright. So, what do we need? We need talents. Talents. Ooh. Okay. This is going to get complicated fast. So, talents are the learned abilities that can be leveled up. Let's see if I can grab an example talent so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Because talents can be extremely complicated and they can get there very quickly. In the meantime, if you have any more ideas for struggles that a player character might deal with, I'd still be very happy to hear those. Nope, not that. I need to go to that place. Ba-ba-da. And in case you didn't know, I don't think I have... Oh, yes, I definitely do have their logo up. You can see a portion of my Spotify on screen. So, the music we're listening to right now is from Michael Gelfi Studios. And I've been a fan of them way longer than I've been a content creator. Essentially, Michael Gelfi Studios has a library of over 1,000 ambiences and music now. I want to say it's over 1,000. If it's not, it's freaking close. And everything they have pretty much is on YouTube. They have a couple of Patreon specific ambiences, but pretty much everything else they have is on YouTube and Spotify just for free. And I honestly haven't used any music or ambience from anyone else for years now because their library is so vast and the actual quality of the content is so good. Not a sponsor. I'm just always baffled by how good their stuff is. So that's what we're listening to right now. Some music from yes, Misty Haven, one of my favorite of their songs. It's calming and grooving at the same time. Anyway, I gotta go check them out once we're done. Michael Gelfi Studios is fantastic. We're looking for talent examples. Alright. Here we go. So, examples of a talent. There we go. You can see that. A little bit, at least. So, I'm sort of on the fence between having these traits and talents and struggles all entered as, like, cards. Hugo has joined us! Hey, buddy! Hey, buddy! Oh, it's bath time. I'm on the fence between having all of these talents and traits and everything. Not sponsored, but email me. I don't know if I want most of the character sheet to be like a deck of cards where you just have little rectangles like this with all the information you need for every single one of the things you've chosen to add to your character. I'm kind of on the fence about it right now. I might just have them be like entries on a character sheet, sort of like a large page like this, instead of requiring people to like cut stuff out. Maybe I'll have both options. I don't really know at this point. I don't want to make people write down things. I don't want to make people write down things on a character sheet. Saying that out loud sounds ridiculous. I'm going to need to consider this more. The point I'm trying to make right now is that talents are complicated. When you level up, you will get 2 points to spend in your talents and sorceries and upgrades. Talents will be universal across all genres. So thinking about stuff like you can use a knife, you can punch real good, you're a fast runner. And every single talent should have these ranks. So at rank 1, you have, for Sprinter, you can move 40 feet on one turn instead of 30. This is for specifically combat movement, not for anything else. It could be for everything else. Some other stuff. I don't want to say it's specifically combat on the rules, because I love it when players use their abilities and equipment in creative ways that whoever's running the game, the GM, DM, didn't think about. So I want to leave these sort of vague in general so that they can be applied to more things. So this is sort of what they look like. You'll have the title here. You'll have what rank you have here. So if you're rank 1, you only have 1 point in it. If you're rank 3, you've spent 2 of your level up points to increase the abilities of, this specific talent. If there are other talents, obviously, that you could spend your abilities points in. So bodybuilder, knife training, attacks using daggers, use a D8, and then putting more points in it ups that to a D6, so you get really, really good at it. You could pour all of your points into that, or you could spread them out and try to find a broken combo of abilities. That's definitely an option. Sprinters decides they're going to gain political favor with the postmaster by delivering all their newspapers within the hour. Yeah, that totally could be a thing that happens. It depends on whether or not that's available. I might actually have that be more of a... where'd I put it? I know it's in here somewhere. There's another one that is just runner instead of sprinter. Because sprinting usually is something you can't do for a whole hour. So that would be 2 separate talents. I'm still on the fence of where I want to draw the line to separate talents. I don't want running in general. You get better at running. In this case, between sprinter and runner, I'll have it separated by mechanics. So sprinter is how far you can move in a turn, like you can see here, and runner will be like endurance checks made to run. Something like that. Let's see. So this is sort of what it looks like. You got our sprinter, we got our bodybuilder, we got knife training. This whirlwind one, ignore this. It's probably very broken because it allows you to make multiple attacks, which nothing else in the game currently allows you to do. This is an example of a wound. We won't get to those yet. Finishing blow. This one's fun. Basically, when you hit a creature, you deal 1 health of damage. That's it. Unless you have something like finishing blow, where if you hit a creature with an attack and that creature has 2 health remaining, your strikes deal those 2 health of damage. Because it is a finishing blow and you just kill them outright. There are things like this where you do not have to have, a new ability every rank. You don't even have to have a new ability when you first take the rank. Finishing blow is good enough, a good enough ability where you need to level up once and spend your 2 level up points here in finishing blow and still not get anything until you until you level up again, and you can spend another level up point to actually get this ability. So that's basically how talents work, and it is time to brainstorm some more talents. I will move this over, and we'll start brainstorming talents. In this case, oops. There we go. Up. In this case, it would be an affected check or ability. Yeah, no, this is actually exactly the same. We'll start that with rank, because everything they have has to start with rank. Okay. So, for example, if we're going through and doing bodybuilder, we'll put the bodybuilder here. Effective check or ability, strength. GHT, yep, that's definitely what I meant to do. I think instead of having die use, we might just delete that, because that'll depend on the rank of the ability. So at rank 1, checks that benefit from strength, TH, or looking strong. Because if you are strong or look strong, you're going to... Those are usually the same thing. If you're a bodybuilder, the whole point is to look strong, and as a side effect, you are strong. So checks that benefit from strength or looking strong may use a D8. The normal check, if nothing applies and you are asked to make a check, the normal die you use is a D10. So everything here for talents needs to allow a D8 and eventually a D6. In this case, rank 3. Checks. Actually, we don't need to write that whole thing again. We'll just write D6. Cool. Alright. Ideas. Sprinter decides... Nope, I already read through that one. Any ideas for where we're going to go next with this, with the talents? Let's see, I might have some stowed away, some ideas that have not yet been turned into talents. Oh, that's all casting and whatnot. So we've got bodybuilder. We've got... Oh, wow, my brain is gone. A grappler. Checks grabbing. Dice used. Oh no, we need to fix that. Pop up. Delete this. And copy that. Okay. Affected check/ability. Grabbing. Rank 1. So at rank 1, on the equivalent of... You just allow a d8 for this thing. Grab people or objects. People, monsters, or objects. So it's one thing to be able to grab onto someone. It is another thing entirely to be able to wrestle them into a chokehold. So I think we'll do wrestler for that one. And rank... let's make it rank 4. Because this could be good for, like, grabbing people. And, like, if you grab someone, they can't move. Unless they make a check to get out of it. Or objects, or maintain... I think adding maintain hold on this would be good. Objects. Gripper. Because this could be applied. This is vague enough where, like, the ability is checks you make to grab or hold on to people, monsters, or objects use a d8. That includes, like, holding on to the edge of a cliff, you know. That is all grip strength. Being able to snatch something that is flying by and not let it go. It's a little bit of a reaction sort of roll, but having strong fingers would, you know, help benefit from that. Help you benefit from that. Even if you can't, you know, grab it, this check would apply, even though it feels like it's more... Wow. I'm not really making sense, am I, right now? Let's clear the mind and try to figure out what's going on. So with this gripper talent, your ability is finger strength. That's what I'm going for here. Checks you make to grab or hold onto people, monsters, or objects use a d8. I know, I apologize. I'm just going over this to refocus myself onto what we're supposed to be working on without letting my ADHD brain wander too much. So, this would apply to catching things, this would apply to holding onto cliffs, this would apply to grappling a person. And since it is so variant in how many ways it can be used, we are upping the number of ranks you need in this in order to get your d6. Because the difference between rolling a d8 and a d6 is huge. It's a huge difference. Yeah, so you cannot be disarmed. Instead of cannot be disarmed, you get to use very good dice against being disarmed. If some sort of contested check arrived and you needed to, or applied and you needed to roll dice to figure that out. I want to make sure that talents are short. Previously, I had an issue with having new ranks grant new abilities, and that made the talents themselves super long. And like they wouldn't fit on the card, basically. So I want to, in this case, it is just dice progression for this specific scenario. If we wanted to, we could say some sort of talent would be allows that you can some sort of talent that would allow you to not be disarmed. That's definitely an option, but it would be a separate talent. It wouldn't be part of something that is just dice progression, you know? So yeah, I think Gripper's good. We also need Wrestler. Affected check ability. Grabbing in combat. Wrestling. I don't know how to put this so that it applies to, you know, monsters as well, right? Grabbing to do damage. So, rank 1. Can't do damage yet. But, how about, like, when you grab... When you grab people or monsters... When you are holding a person or a monster, you can attempt to deal damage to them. Yeah, there we go. And then the attack die will increase with more ranks. Cool. There we are. Attack them by squeezing vulnerable spots, I guess. And that's what wrestling is, right? Squeezing or pulling. This attack uses a D10. Then rank would be 3. I have this written down somewhere. Like, no ranks can... let's see. Traits, talents, equipment, which is something we will get to later. Yeah, there we go. So rank 3 should be... You can use a D8. And rank 5 would be a D6 to deal that damage. Now, there is... combat hugging. Love it. I think we can build on this even further. So Gripper, Wrestler, and I don't know, because, like, do we want specific holds to be separate talents? Because... Ah, yes. Okay, got it. So, let's do choke. So, affected ability would be... squeezing the neck. Rank 1. We're gonna make this a wound. So, if you haven't watched, I'm not familiar with what is, most of this game. I'm starting to have difficulty keeping track of it, even though it is rules-lite. But when you deal damage to a monster, you hit them with an attack, you deal 1 health worth of damage, right? You can have specific talents called wounds, or maybe not called wounds, we might change that, but you can deal wounds, which are basically status effects that are tagged onto the damage you deal. So in this case, wound would be choked, and it's a wound that goes away when... Yeah, wound that goes away when you are no longer grabbed, when you are no longer grabbing them. Rank 1. When you or a piece of your equipment I don't need a piece of in there. Are holding an enemy's neck. You guys can't see where I'm typing. Holding an enemy's neck when you deal damage. You can apply the wound choked. A choked creature the creature cannot breathe or speak while an enemy is holding their neck. That works. Maybe make this rank 2. Make you spend some stuff to get this ability. Endurance check to act. I want to keep this simple. So I think for choked, we're just going to say can't breathe or speak. Because they're already being held. Like, stacking a 4th thing on top of that might be a bit much for something that you could get at, like, level 2 or maybe 3. Yes, not being able to breathe will become its own problem eventually. Absolutely. So yeah, I mean we've got a good set of grappler abilities. So you could take all of these and become an excellent grappler, or you could take a couple of them mix and match with other existing talents, and figure it out from there. What other ideas have we got? I've already got some good stuff for using knives, but almost nothing for using other weapons. Maybe we'll save those, because like knives are pretty universal. Like whether you're playing in the Stone Age or playing in a cyberpunk realm, knives are still available and useful. It's one of the tools that has been a staple of every single society of humans that has ever lived. It's a requirement, as having sharp things. So, what else can we do? We could make it a throwing ability. Some things are meant to be thrown, but other things are not meant to be thrown. We could also do improvised weapons. Haven't gotten any of those yet. Let's do improvised weapons first. Everything's a weapon. Nah, that's too long. Improvised weapons. Rank 1. You can use any piece of equipment, any object. Let's put limits on this, because any object is a lot of things. You can't use a speck of dust to deal damage, and you cannot use an entire building to deal damage, not at level 1. Stick with heavy attached, sharp stick. All humans went that route. Yes. Yes, they did. Sticks were a staple. They were available and easy to manipulate into tools. Dragon M is here too. Amazing. How's it going? Aggressively flicks dust into someone's eyes. Sand attack. Dust flake railgun. Just turns into powder out of the barrel. Nothing happens. You can use any object. Between 1 pound, maybe? And make it a weight thing? One and 30 pounds. Let's make the ranking for this, the rank scaling for this, pretty high. So, rank 4. Nah. That high? Yeah, sure. Rank 4, D8. And rank... So if you get a D10, and you need 3 more ranks, I'm going to make it 4 more ranks, so rank 8, D6. So that's a significant jump right there. Actually, yeah, let's lower it to 3. So you do have to actually spend an entire level's worth of points to get to D8. And then slightly more than a level's worth of points to get to... Yeah, there we go. Actually, that's the normal progression. I'm good at this. How heavy is a rat? Probably not heavy enough to deal damage. if you throw it. Maybe if you... so improvised as a melee weapon. Okay. Improvised melee, different from improvised range. Improvised projectile. There we go. I like where this is going. Attack, rank 1. Between 0.2 pounds, 0.25 pound? So this will be improvised projectiles. So yes, you can pick up a rat and throw it at someone to deal damage. I need to Google this. How heavy is a rat? There's a lot of different kinds of rats, guys. Looks like only the biggest ones are measured in, are more than a pound. Is it the crime to throw rats? Well, it depends on who you're throwing it at. I have a Swarmkeeper Necromancer whose first move is just throw rats at the danger. That's amazing. Yes, disease must spread it. If they're already dead rats, that means it's a moral throwing of rats. So let's make it. It does need to be a big rat. So let's just limit this to 1 and 5 pounds. And the range is 30 feet. Because it still needs to be heavy enough to do damage on contact. Like, you're not going to be able to throw a paperclip so hard that it kills a commoner, you know? It might do like, a wound to them. Could be blinded. Ray Case is here? Amazing! I recognize all these names. Fantastic. Welcome in, everyone. How's everyone's day going? Like, all this nonsense that's happening here is great, but you guys are really making it worthwhile right now. So, improvised projectile, and let's use the normal scaling. So, rank 3 is a D8, and rank 6. Nope, rank 5 is a D6. There we go. No. There we go. No. Bold, increase size, copy. There we go. I copied it, something else, and it overwrote the top thing on my clipboard. Drinking coffee and watching the stream before you walk the doggo. Aw, what's the doggo's name? Let's see. Name. We got our improvised projectile. We got our improvised melee. Brilliant. Amazing. What else are people going to be good at? I do need more ways to attack. I think knives are universal. Improvised things are universal. What else is a universal weapon across all genres of RPG? Hey, Baldwin. Oh, Jared, it is you. How's it going? Suri is your dog. She's the hyper German Shepherd. Oh, yes. Amazing. Ranged and bow. Yeah, I guess those would be technically. Yeah. Bows are pretty much genre agnostic. Like, you can have compound bows and be as epic as you want. Like in, if you guys have been watching The Bad Batch, one of the main characters uses a bow that shoots blaster fire instead of a blaster. So bows can be anything from Stone Age to Star Wars. So let's go with bow training. Attack with bow. Rank 1. Let's see. Since it's already a bow, so these are specifically talents. Well, bow would be a piece of equipment. So we're working on bow training specifically. I don't think we'll do different kinds of bows for this, just because different kinds of bows are not setting agnostic. Like, you're not going to have a compound bow in the Stone Age. You're not going to have a long bow in the Stone Age, actually. All of those were short bows. Long bows became a thing, I believe, with... Well, they were popularized by England, but in general, bows were shorter than people, except for the long bows. That's the exception. Mace, Warhammer, that damages armor. Yeah. I think we'll switch slowly into making actual fantasy stuff instead of genre agnostic, because this is getting difficult. So, bow training. Attack with a bow. Let's just do normal damage die increases, yeah? So, normal attack with a bow, you get a d10. That's normal stuff. So, let's do... When would you get a d8? Probably rank 2. Attacks with bows use a d8. Rank 5. Attacks with bows use d6. Actually, we'll just make it rank 5, d6. Cool. Up. Paste. Alright, bow training. Where else were we? We were at mace. Bludgeoning instrument. Let's make it... Well, let's start with club. Club is pretty genre agnostic. I mean, you got your Billy clubs and you got your Stone Age clubs, right? Club training. Affected check or ability would be attacks with a club. Rank 1, or this would be rank 2. Attacks with a club, use a d8, rank 5, d6. Cool. I'm making sure that attacks cannot use a d6 until rank 5 in any talent. That is the minimum. Because changing from a d6 to a d10 when you're trying to roll low is a huge, literally doubles your chances. Or very close to doubles your chances of succeeding. Yeah, so bow training, club training. Moving on. Ooh, judo throw. Sorry, I didn't see that one earlier. Let's see, throw person. Throw person. I'll check if I could check or ability. Throw an enemy. Rank 1. When you are grabbing an enemy, you can make a check to throw them. I don't want to have this, because there's two different things. There is the size of the enemy that you can throw, and there's also the distance you can throw them. But would those be the same? Yeah, it would make more sense if those were combined into this single ability. This check uses a D10. On a success, you throw them 10 feet. Throw them 5 feet. Rank 2. Throw 10 feet. D8. Rank 4. Throw 20 feet. Rank 5. Actually, let's make that rank 6. Rank 6 is a D6. And this will be, the difficulty of the check will be up to the DM. I don't have prone in this game yet, Ray. I'm just making standing up just a normal, you can get up. Because there are lots and lots of, like in D&D, for example, there are a lot of rules around whether or not something is prone. There's like 5 different things that happen when you go prone. Range attacks, melee attacks, movement speed, hiding, all that sort of stuff. So I'm sort of like getting rid of that by making prone not a condition. So I think going with throw over trip here would be throw. Let's make it throw enemy. You are grabbing an enemy that is your size or smaller, or that is no more than a foot taller than you. One foot larger than you. Okay, cool. Let's just make it your own size. Because, like, nothing is going to be only one... Like, it's not... The monsters and creatures are not going to... Oh yeah, you still would be able to throw smaller people because it's no more than 1 foot larger. So if you have a child, that child is not 1 foot larger than you, so you can throw them. But I think I'm going to make it just no larger than you. So you can only throw things your own size, and in this game, I'm not going to have things be just like slightly larger than you. If it's bigger than you, then it's like 10 feet tall. You're not going to throw that thing. Yeah, I like this one. Throw enemy. Affected ability, throw an enemy. Cool. I like this one. I already said that, but I really like this one. Let's see. We got our clubs, we got our bows, we got throwing people, we've got choking, we've got, what else have we got? We've got improvised melee and improvised projectiles. We've got wrestling, gripping. We've got bodybuilder, which was the one we started with back at the top. All right. So you cannot throw small people unless they're your enemy. Yes, that is true. I don't want to arg. We're going over semantics at this point. We'll fix that later. That's not what I want the stream to be about. There we go. So, we'll figure out how to word that later. Versus, because I wanted to include person, enemy. I want it to be able, like, you can throw your allies this way if they want you to. That's all good. No worries, Ray. You brought up an excellent point. That does definitely need to be fixed. We just won't fix it now. Appreciate it. So, other abilities that might be used. We've got dagger stuff are all taken care of, like knife training. We've got sprinting. We've got running, which is different than sprinting because, you know, you don't sprint for an hour, but you can run for an hour. What else? Let's see. Maybe we'll quick move on. Say this is good for talents for now. Really, this is just brainstorming session, and I'll definitely write down, type up more stuff that, yeah, like climbing. That is definitely universal. But I think I want to move on to something a little more interesting. And that is magic. I want to start working on some magic stuff because I've got barely any right now, and magic is dope. So, with sorceries, they work exactly like talents. So you got your ranks to do more stuff at high levels. You've got, you know, checks that they can affect. You've got checks that they can force in enemies. All that sort of stuff. Basically, a sorcery is a spell. You know, that's just what I'm calling them for this system. The reason that they are separate from talents is because not all settings are going to have magic. You know, that's just, I don't think anybody's going to argue me that. So with these sorceries, you can just disallow sorceries in your game. Like, you cannot take sorceries. That is why they're in a different category. So you can just make a rule like that without having to look through and decide, is that magic? Is that magic? Is that magic? So in this case, I've got, let's see, what do I have? I have creating fire. I have controlling fire. I have creating water. I have controlling water. I have controlling wind. I have creating storm. And I've got something else that I don't remember. So I've got like 5 or 6 different ones, and they're all pretty vanilla. So now we can start to get completely wild with what... oh no, it blurred out whatever you said. Something mind. Let's see. Invade mind, maybe. So that would be more of a psychic sort of thing. We've got conjuring spells. You can make things. Conjure monster. Ah, okay, that makes sense. So, warp mind, run mind. Excuse me, need some water. Alright. So, conjure monster. Let's put that in brackets. So, in general, we can do conjuring different monster types. So, conjure monster type. So, conjure dragon, goblin. Those are the only monsters I have right now, dragons and goblins. I haven't actually made very many yet. That'll probably end up being a different stream. Just because I've already been doing this for 2 hours, and now I'm getting wired and fast. Eventually I'm going to crash. New to this writing and thinking thing? Yes, I am as well. I skipped school, did not go to kindergarten. Verb noun combos. I mean, I hadn't considered it, but I guess that's what I have been doing. So you verb this noun. Yeah, that could definitely work. Let me just do not disturb my phone real quick. There we go. So, rank, we'll make this a general rule for conjuring monsters. Rank 1, conjure, level 1 monster. Rank 2, conjure, level 2 monster. ETC. I think that should work in general. That way, if you go full conjuration, you can conjure things that are more powerful than you are. Conjure. Yeah, that'll take a lot of building, and just like sitting down and cranking stuff out once I've got some monsters written. Let's see, what other verb noun combos? I like using that as a template for now. See how far we can get with it. So you want to charm person? No, I don't want to just rip anything straight out of D&D if I can help it. What else? We've got create weapon. Oops, gotta put my template in here. This isn't really an affected check or ability. This is more an effect. There we go. Effect, a weapon. A weapon is temporarily created. For ranks, this would be maybe how long it is created for. And eventually you can just create weapons permanently. Maybe it is also the quality of the weapon. Let's keep it mundane weapons, though. Let's not make any magic weapons or super high-tech stuff with this spell. There would be other spells that can do that, I think. So rank 1, you can create small weapons. Create small weapons. Rank 2, create medium weapons. Rank 3. Oops. Rank 3. Create large weapons. Alright, what other small weapons are there? There is, No, I like my original idea more. You can create it for 1 minute versus an hour versus maybe at a super high rank permanently. Create a mundane weapon that disappears after 1 minute. Rank 2. Actually, then let's make an hour. Rank 3. 1 hour. Rank 5 would be 1 day. And then maybe like rank, let's see. Rank 7, 8, let's say. Permanent. I think people will take more ranks than just the first when they can see that it is possible to just create weapons with a snap of your fingers permanently. That's a big deal. You could just do that over and over and over again and sell them. I think we are going to have to figure out some sort of spell slot system. I kind of wanted to avoid that, but I'm not seeing any way around it. Maybe you can cast each of these however many times per day. Let's do that. Yeah, 8 hours being the, ideal timing. Like, you don't really... Having anything between a minute and 8 hours is kind of useless. I don't know if I want a mana pool. That might start to make the character sheet complicated. I want the system to be as individual talent focused as possible, so each talent would be a twice per day sort of thing, or twice per rest, I should say. Permanent as long as it stays in your possession. Could be. Yeah, actually, so if we change rank 3 to be, or leaves your hand. So, rank 3, the created weapon only disappears if it leaves your hand. Rank 5. Rank 5, it's permanent? Berg. An article on the pros and cons of spell slot versus mana pool. Yeah. It's, I'll have to check that one out. I have not played in a system that uses mana pool yet. It's all been spell slots. Unless you count Magic the Gathering. That's not a roleplay game, but it definitely has a mana pool. Very explicitly says mana pool in many cases. This one's hard to scale. Because, like, at one point, making it permanent is a ridiculously broken utility. Oh. Let's make it rank 3. You can create the weapon in the hands of others. Yeah, so give it a 30-foot range instead of a range of self. There we go. Yeah, permanence should definitely take a while of being cast. That's sort of what we did with Conjure Storm. You can't just snap your fingers. It's like a involved ritual that takes, I don't know what we did, 10 minutes or something like that. So, create weapon. An effect is temporarily created. A weapon is temporarily created, and that is the effect. Mundane weapon that disappears after 1 minute or leaves your hand. You can create the weapon in the hand of a creature within 30 feet of you. It disappears if it leaves their hand. Don't worry. I haven't been sick since, like, I got COVID 2 years ago. My immune system is amazing, and I'm super thankful for it. Permanent if you keep it on your person for 24 hours. Okay. That way you can't just spam it. I like that. Or permanent until you cast this spell again. That's a common one that I know D&D does a lot. Oh, actually, let's just make it... Yeah, rank 3 doesn't have to stay in your hand, but it lasts for only a minute still. Rank 5, you can create 2 weapons at once. What if you cast it for yourself, then try to cast the ranged one? It removes the one on you. Huh. Rank Oprah. Everybody gets a weapon! I like the keep it on your person for 24 hours thing a lot. I also like the only one at a time thing. The weapon doesn't disappear after 1 minute. Only if it leaves your hand. Let's make it difficult. You have to hold on to this weapon for 24 hours in order for it to become permanent. Then I'm okay with having this be a rank 5 thing. Because then you have to go all day without using that hand. That's kind of a big deal. It's still much, much faster than actually creating the weapon. Or much more energy efficient, I should say. I'm not sure if it would be much faster, depending on the weapon. Versus just like actually smithing it. So if you hold the conjured weapon for 24 hours, it becomes permanent. Alright. I can live with that. That way someone can just make a butt ton of daggers if they really need to. Cool. I love it. There's going to be a lot of Magus sort of things happening here. Because of the, characters aren't built on classes and races. They are built entirely on individually picked abilities. So you're going to be able to mix and match some wild and maybe broken stuff if you can find out how to do it right. That's the kind of system that I wanted to create, and I think this ability, specifically create weapon, really lends itself to that sort of thing. I'd shake your hand, but holds up sword. Cool, so create weapon. Conjure. No, I think the difference between conjure and create is going to be like whether it's alive or not. Because that seems like what it is in most other systems. By most other systems, I mean 5th edition, because I haven't really played a lot of other ones that aren't based on 5th edition or earlier D&D. Let's see, what other sorceries could we do? We've got Conjure Monster and Create Weapon. And that's all we've got so far. Let's do maybe Enchant Weapon. Actually, let's paste it first. Turn this into effect. Copy it. Okay. Effect, make a mundane weapon magical. Rank 1. By completing a 24-hour ritual. Maybe shorten it to 8 hours. Let people get some sleep. So you could, in theory, do this on the road. By completing an 8-hour ritual. make one mundane weapon magical. For the purposes of overcoming resistance. Rank 3. You can imbue the weapon with a harmless magical effect. Yeah. I don't know if it is a powerful rank 1 because I don't have any monsters that have magical resistance, or mundane resistance, I should say, require magical weapons to damage them. I think that would be a pretty high level monster that would have that ability. It might be too powerful. That is entirely possible. But it still takes 8 hours to complete, so even if it is powerful, it won't be used that often. Ideally. Why not? We'll switch the we'll switch these effects once I'm done writing them. There. Harmless magical effects like glowing softly or a flower grows on things it slays. Yeah. So, cut this, paste, whoops, paste, clipboard, paste. There we go. Magic resistance rules and rulings. Actually, that's funny because rules and rulings was in here. I don't know if you can scroll up into the chat, but Steven, who runs the rules and rulings channel, was in here for a while. Let's see. So yeah, imbue the weapon with a harmless magical effect. Rank 3. You make the weapon. You can imbue a mundane weapon with a harmless magical effect. Cool. Rank 3. There. Rank 5. You can make the weapon a D8 magical weapon. I don't know how I feel about that yet. Maybe make this rank 6. Yes, how is... I was gonna pretend I remembered your dog's name, but I've completely forgotten, and now I'm looking it up in chat. Suri! How's Suri? The doggo enjoyed her walk. Let's see. We're working on magic stuff now. So this spell, Enchant Weapon, takes 8 hours to cast. That doesn't get any faster, no matter how high you rank it up. And I think that is more than okay. So we've got Enchant Weapon. What else can we make up? We've got Create Water. What about Create Food? Sure, why not? Bold. Upsize. Copy. There we go. I do have just general elemental stuff. I mean, I've got... let's see if I can show you a couple. Yeah, so these are... these need to be redone. But I've got a couple of other sorceries. Like, these are way too long. I need to cut these down, figure out how to split them up. But I've got Create Fire, I've got Control Fire, I've got Create Water, Create Storm, Control Wind, and Control Water. And those are the only ones I had prior to right now. So we're pretty much making everything except elemental at this point. Something for dendro/leaf/nature? No, I do not. Not at all. All right. Go do your human stuff, Ray. Always good to have you in chat. Thanks for all the help. Have a good rest of your day. Let's see. Grow plants, fertilize ground. Create plants, conjure plants. Let's do... Let's make some more attacking ones, because right now the only attacking ones we've got are like Create Fire and Create Water, or Control Fire, I should say. So what other attacking ones should we do? Should we do, I don't know, Searing Text? Or Magic Bolt? I don't know. Maybe we should make a... Should we put in a general, like, you know, normal attack that just gets... yeah, let's do... Let's avoid the attacks right now. Let's do plants. Summon plants. Effect. Or... grow plants? No, let's make it simple. Sorry. Venus flytrap, but more danger. That sounds like summoning a monster of sorts. So instead of summon, we'll do... I don't know, this is getting tough. My brain is running out of gas. Yeah, both, like, you can create a bridge or summon a vine to grab an enemy. It's tough. Let's do create plants. Plants grow from nearby surfaces. Rank 1. Grab an object that's farther away. Well, maybe let's do conjure vines. Yeah. Because plants covers way too much area. Vines is much more specific. Vines grow from nearby surfaces. Rank 1. Let's say, how are we going to level up this sort of thing? From create vines nearby. Okay. I want the effect and the first rank to look differently. Maybe based on the amount of weight it can pick up or hold up. That's what I was thinking. I was also thinking distance, like how long the vines are and how long they can, like, because you want to be able to control them, right? So you can go up, grab an object, and pull it back to you. And grab a target. If the target is a creature, you need to make a sorcery check to grab it. So basically normal spellcasting thing. Sprout? Yes, I did, didn't I? I don't like that this app doesn't have, like, this is WordPad I'm in. It doesn't have a, spell checker. That's what I'm thinking of. And I want to use something that's local. Yeah, the red squiggles. I want to use something that is local, not, like Google Docs, to create this stuff if I can help it. And this is the best I've got for now. Might look into better apps for this sort of thing later. Make a sorcery check to grab it. Cool. Surfaces. A target in melee view. Rank 3. Probably do... Probably extend the range and say it pulls it towards you. Actually, let's make it like rank 3 just extends the range. And then the next rank, rank 4, vines can grab pull a grabbed target into melee view. If the target is a creature, you must make a sorcery check to pull it. Yeah. Okay. Actually, let's just leave it at that. Yeah, I don't want it to be like super long range kind of thing. And I think at this point, I've been streaming for almost 3 hours and my brain is going kaput very slowly, and I would rather it not. So I think I'm going to call it here. We've done, oh my god, so much today. I mean, just look at all the stuff that we've created. All of this was just from today's work. All of it. I started this document this morning in preparation for the stream. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 new struggles. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different talents, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 new sorceries. This is so much more than I thought I would actually be able to finish today. I think, honestly, this is the kind of stream that we'll just be doing this for all the stuff. Yeah, it is a lot of writing, and I'm super excited to like send it out to everyone to test out in beta, make it available. Like when it is publicly available, I'm planning to make these rules at least free to access or pay what you want, so you can just download it. Like however many, like you don't need to give me anything to get access to this rule set when it's complete. I'm super excited to be already this far. Like I've only been working on this thing for a month, and at this point I'm just in the fun phase, still in the fun phase of like making these, you know, sorceries, talents, traits, all that stuff. It's been a great time, including today. Thank you everyone who managed to stop in and watch. Before I stop though, have I ever done anything with electricity? Nope, not yet. The closest thing I've got is the spell Conjure Storm. So I'll just put down electricity over here. That is an element that I haven't done yet. So thank you for reminding me that it exists. I can't believe I forgot it. It's one of the coolest things in fantasy, anything, is lightning and electricity. Let's see who else is on. Let's see where I can send you guys. See if anybody else is currently streaming. Any of my buddies from YouTube. Edit. This is the first time I've actually remembered to send an audience somewhere. So I'm going to try to find a good one for y'all. That's all not what I wanted. Customization redirect. Here we are. Search for videos from other channels. We've got a lot, mostly upcoming stuff. We'll send you over to... Yeah, we've got Roll for Combat is live, but I'm not sure about... Yeah, I think we'll... Fred dropped in. Fred's got another stream. He streams almost every day now, which is insane. So I think I'll send you over to How to RPG. They will be... he has a stream scheduled for today in 15 minutes. So if you just stick around for that, check out Fred's stuff, tell him I sent you over, say hi to him for me. And other than that, I think I just have to wish you a wonderful rest of your day and to remind you that everything is going to be okay. Thanks for joining, everybody.